What's up, everybody? NJ Sweat's back with UFC 251. As we said before, we're the biggest degenerates in New Jersey. We can't wait to bring this one to you guys. Big fight.
Mm-hmm.
Big fight.
Very excited. We're waiting for a card like this.
3 cards in 1 week, too.
Yeah, we got some work to do.
As you guys know from our other videos, our show goes by. We both get 3 fighters, our best plays. Then we're going to go 1 parlay each, and then 1 dog.
Mm-hmm.
We've been hitting on our dogs. We really have.
Dogs that we have.
You want to do the honors this week? Start us off?
I'll start us off. Second fight on the card. Vanessa Melo versus Rosa. I'm taking the dog here. I'm taking Vanessa Melo. Not even as my underdog pick. Just straight up plus 180. Vanessa Melo. Reason I like Vanessa Melo here is because in her UFC tenure, she has fought Irene Aldana and Tracy Cortez. And 2 tough fights. And she's 32 with experience, 17 fights in her career. Versus Rosa, who's 25, 15 fights in her career. 1 UFC fight against Lara Procopio. And it was an entertaining fight. But the thing I like about Melo here is that she's a pretty good counterpuncher from what I've seen. And Rosa, she's not going to show Vanessa Melo things that she hasn't seen before. And what I mean by that is that she'll try to keep a pace up, but her shots aren't as precise or like as significant as they are as someone like Irene Aldana. And with Melo already having seen Aldana, I think this is Melo's fight to win. I think the line should be closer, in all honesty. I think she should be like plus 150. So I think there's definitely value at plus 180 here.
Yeah. Melo hasn't won in the UFC yet, but she had a very tough schedule.
Yeah.
So to go along with that, this is kind of like a piggyback on yours a little bit because as we've seen in all the other UFC cards, if the favorite wins the first fight, the underdog wins the second fight, and vice versa. So I'm actually going to pick the favorite in the first fight, and that is Martin Day.
That works perfectly.
Yeah, so what was it, last fight card? No, it was 2 fight cards ago when I picked Max, and he was the favorite, and he just got annihilated.
Right.
I think last fight card, Jordan
K. Hansen.
Yeah, and Jordan Griffin was last fight card, but he lost.
That's
so
right.
The favorite one. I'm going back with Davey Grant. No, Martin Day. Martin Day was Davey Grant. So he lost his last fight by split decision, and this is his first fight in 20 months. I mean, that might scare some people.
For Martin Day?
Yeah, his first fight in 20 months. He's coming off a knee injury. But just to open up, well, it actually opened up as a pick'em, but I think it's getting some sharp action. Like, nobody's betting this besides sharps. It's at like 190.
Right, no one but us bets these fights.
Yeah, it's at 190 right now. And Day's like the ultimate like stand-up striker kind of guy.
Yeah, he throws a lot of spinning shit, a lot of sharp kicks.
And Grant's like vice versa. So I think Grant's only way of victory is to take him down. But
I agree.
Day's just like a way better fighter.
Yeah. With that fight, Day will throw like a lot of like powerful spinning shit that is like kind of precise and accurate. And Grant kind of like rushes in with these like cheap little like leg kicks and like body kicks that really aren't like, there's no snap to him, but he just tries to close the distance and kind of take you down. And then he's just very explosive. So
another thing is I like to bet people that are coming off an upset victory in their last fight, and Davey Grant put up an upset victory against Grigory Popov. He was plus 170, and he got a split decision victory. Split decision, too. I love fading split decision victories.
Split decision, little letdown spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. I'll go with my second pick here. Every time I switch the my tabs, something happens with this headphones. I gotta get new headphones. Maybe I should invest in AirPods with my winnings. But my second fight, I'm gonna go with Muslim Salikov, the king of kung fu. Now, I didn't know who this guy was before I started looking at this fight card, but you go back and watch some of his fights. This dude, not a lot of volume, not a lot of output, but when he throws, he's going to counter strike you, and he's not going to throw like an overhand right. He's going to hit you with like spinning body shots, spinning wheel kicks, and he waits for you to kind of get sloppy and rush in a little bit. And that plays perfectly into Eliezer Zaleski's fight strategy or fight style. Because Eliezer is the definition of like a volume striker who's just going to throw everything at you. And if Zaleski can kind of, or if Salikov can kind of time Zaleski's like when he closes the distance and whatnot, I think it's a perfect fight for Salikov to potentially get a knockout or win by decision with just being able to like avoid the onslaught and whatnot. But I also like the under 2.5 rounds in this fight because Zaleski's going to charge in here as he always does. And Salikov, he'll throw spinning shit with no wind up, just out of nowhere. So I'm going to take the king of kung fu here at is it -130? I think this opened as a pick'em too. Or -125 apparently. It went down to -135. But yeah, I'll take Salikov -135 here.
Yeah, this fight is a sleeper fight. Like it might be a fight of the night, honestly.
Yeah, I mean this one could get out of control real quickly if Zaleski catches him. But
I think they could both catch each other. I definitely think this is going to be a knockout, a finished fight. There's no distance.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so for my next fight, I got Volkan Ozdemir. So he's fighting in his UFC debut. This guy's in the UFC debut. Jiri Prochazka.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's just hating on Volkan, man.
I don't get it. I don't know why.
They love this new guy coming up because he in Ryzen, he's just like an animal. He won like 24 of his 30 fights has been by knockout, and his last 8 fights were knockout. But he's coming into UFC. Like UFC is just like the pinnacle of fighting, so you can't take his stats in Ryzen and move it to UFC. And Volkan has the experience. I mean,
yeah, he's fought everyone.
Yeah, he's pretty much fought the best guys. St. Preux, Cormier, Anthony Smith. Even though Anthony Smith kind of sucks now.
Sure, but when Anthony Smith was on that rise.
Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
-170.
It's definitely I like Volkov too here, or Volkan Ozdemir. It's a tough test for your first UFC fight, especially on a card like this, to come in and fight a guy like Volkan who has fought everyone. And people. I think it was Joe Rogan said when he shook this guy's hand, he felt like he was shaking a brick.
Like the prelim started like 2 a.m. or some shit.
Wait, for this card?
Because it's like the time difference. So they're really fighting at like 2 a.m.
Oh, for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some of these guys got to get on that sleep schedule. Like, we'll see who's been preparing.
Who's been really quarantined.
Yeah, true. My third fight. This is a tough one to pick because I like Paiva. I wait till the very last second to decide who I'm going to pick, but I'm going to go with Thuggeros here. -196 right now. In the rematch against Andrade. It's actually pretty simple if you break this one down. Rose in that fight looked probably her best round of all time in that first round when she was fighting Andrade. Just like clean boxing, picking her apart. Andrade doing her thing, pressure and staying in her face, but she wasn't landing anything. But the minute she got that clinch locked up, it was actually a bit unlucky for Rose that she slammed her on her head. But if Rose doesn't get slammed on her head here, should be her fight to win. She's had a long layoff, but so is Andrade. And that revenge factor. Rose wants that title back. She wants that title back, and she wants to fight Wile. So, yeah, I'll take Rose.
Yeah, I definitely have to at least bet Rose at this number. I mean, it's a rematch, and then they opened it up right at 2-1. So they probably figured like, oh, Rose was winning that fight till she got slammed, and they think she's gonna win again, win this one at least.
Yeah, I mean, she minus 175 down to minus 200.
I really hope this isn't a trap, though.
Same. Because I see a lot of guys betting Andrade, and I see why. Like, there's definitely value there for someone who's Andrade is like the fight caliber of Andrade.
Isn't Andrade like one of the strongest women in the division?
Yeah, she's got one of those like farm boy strengths. Like she's fucking strong ass girl. But like there's value for like plus 170 for someone like Andrade. Like normally I think I would bet that, but like comes down to the fight.
I feel like at this point of the night on Saturday, like this is like right before the title fights. We're gonna be all slumped.
Of course.
And we just might put in a little bit of extra 2 money on Thug Rose.
Yeah, but then you got that Rebots fight as well. It's minus 900.
Then yeah, that's why I'm depositing 2 boxes so I could win that $100 on my 1,000.
That CD's gonna be flowing.
All right, so my third fight is this is what you guys want to hear. Mm-hmm. Kamaru Usman versus game-bred Jorge Masvidal. I think Jorge is in a win-win scenario. I mean, if he wins, like he's like amazing, like he's the GOAT, like he came in, saved the day, and beat Kamaru. If he loses, he fought on 6 days, like nobody cares. Like he got his money, he saved UFC, he lost, whatever. Like I'm taking Kamaru and I'm riding with all the sharp guys. I mean, I think this is sharps versus squares, pros versus Joes.
Not one of those Joes.
Like,
call me Joseph.
So what do you think? Jorge's going to knock him out? Because we disagreed with this during the week. We talked about it.
We did. We've been going back and forth on this fight all week.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
What?
Jorge better than Colby?
Different fighters, but I think the man's a bit more game than Colby. Well, spoiler alert again. Gamebred's he's my underdog pick. I've gone him in the main event here. It's gonna be really interesting to see the other 2 title fights because we gotta watch them. Because I mean, either the other fights, the champion, or people have kind of been like naming Peter Yan as like the presumed champion, but really no one holds that belt yet. Although has a great shot of upsetting Peter Yan because he's the underdog, and Max Holloway, you can never count that guy out. So it's interesting to see how those fights go. But if the favorites win, I'm loving Jorge because like that dude, he comes to fight every time. I love that. Always in the gym. Sucker for that when it comes to betting fights. And he's been preparing for Kamaru. That's the thing. It's not like this guy's coming off like 6 days, like a couple months in quarantine, laying around on the couch. Like he's been training for Kamaru specifically. He's been training with Bo Nichols, who's a NCAA champion. He's been training with these
everybody's hyping up Bo Nichols is in his camp. Like,
I mean, Luis Pena was in that camp and he got checked out. So, what?
I don't even think this fight goes to the ground, honestly.
I think that it's really curious to see this first 2 rounds because if Masvidal is piecing him up on the feet, Kamaru, I think his natural instinct will be to clinch him up and try and take him down. So if he gets him on the ground, he's a heavy dude.
Yeah, Kamaru has amazing cardio and he has a solid chin. I mean,
yeah, he took some shots from Colby.
Yeah, for real.
But
And
I think
fourth round, Colby was coming back, but then like he just
it was Colby's fight in
yeah.
that round. But I mean, when it comes to striking, I think Jorge's just. I mean, that guy is 10 times better than Colby just because it's like purely his IQ and his experience. The guy's a great
I think
striker.
Yeah, this is just Jorge's just so hyped up as of now, and it's just a great spot. And you guys, like, I'm not going to get a good price on Usman at all.
No.
So, but I just got to take it.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to who you think's going to win the fight. And I did like Usman against Burns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jorge's a different breed.
I kind of like Usman versus anybody in the division if you think about it.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly do too. I think if it could easily be Usman just like picks him up, takes him down, sits on him.
If you think about it, he's a 2-1 favorite versus anybody in the division.
Yeah, he's that good. He's no joke. It's not, it's not a Connor situation. Well, I mean, his striking is a wrestler striking. So
versus Colby, he was also like 220. So that's probably the second best guy right now.
Yeah, and I mean, in all honesty, if he was going to lose that, in that 5th round, he did dominate that 5th round, but I think that he wasn't going to lose that decision regardless.
I think Usman knocks him out. I might play Usman by KO.
You mean like ground and pound or just like clean fucking like hits him with a hook and
I like TKO.
Oh yeah, I like that. I mean that's like a first round. That could easily be it. Oh yeah, I'm lagging a little bit. No, that's a totally like realistic scenario, which is one like I've pretty much just like denied the entire time. Is that he could take him down the first round, just smother him and just rain some punches down. Because I don't see anyone that can get him off of you if he's on top. Like he's a fucking animal.
I know.
So
that's crazy. All right, so we're in disagreement there. Maybe for your parlay though.
Well, there's a reason I took Game Bros my underdog. Anyway, my parlay, I'm gonna put Rosa in there. Think she gets it done. I like Makwan Amirkhani.
I like him too.
Yeah, minus 210. I even like Makwan like straight up by like TKO first round, something like that. But he's no stranger to fading in the 3rd round, so that might be a little bit of a sweat for us. But so I got Rose, I got Makwan, and then I want to put Julian Paiva in there. I think minus 185 for him. I think he gets it done. That guy needs to win the UFC pretty bad, and he's a pretty like legit prospect. And he's fighting a guy he's like way taller than in Dalkas Zamugalov. So I got that plus 254. I like that one. A couple favorites in there. Why not?
Paiva is taller than Zakuov, right?
Yeah, he's much taller. Zalgas
isn't he only like 5'6" or something?
Yeah, he's short, but he's really explosive and he takedown oriented. So,
all right. So my parlay is Volkan Ozdemir, as you heard earlier, minus 177. I'm throwing in a little freebie. Amanda Ribas versus Paige Van Zandt. Paige Van Zandt's just going to get molested in this one. There's no other way to put it. I don't even want to break it down. It's minus 900. Just whatever. Do what you want.
Yeah. Ribas wins this fight. She's a contender.
And then last one, Maxim Grushin, who's coming in on short notice. This is a guy who they just put in for somebody. What did somebody like get taken out or whatever because of a weight cut?
Yeah, who was that?
Romanov.
Roman something? Romanov?
I got it right here. Where is it? Yeah, Romanov, Alexander Romanov.
Yeah.
But Maxim Griffin is he's a light heavyweight, and he's fighting at heavyweight for his first time. He's versing Sabora, who's probably going to weigh at like 260. He's probably going to be the much bigger guy. But the thing is that stuck out with me with this fight is the line. I mean,
Same.
Griffin is like pretty much neck and neck. It is even. He's minus 110, the minus 110 in some sites.
Yeah.
Griffin, I mean, Zabora coming off a unanimous decision win. I'm just going to take the number here and put him in my parlay. So Griffin is minus 112, and those three together is plus 234. Time for our dog segment. We know Joey's dog.
Gave you mine. Game bred, baby.
You want to say anything else about that shit?
Fucking, it's gonna come in there and it's gonna bring the fight. It's gonna bring the dog out as a dog. That's all I got.
All right. So I got one. It's also a title fighter. Jose Aldo.
I like it.
So we were talking about this week, me and you, which underdog in the title fights is going to come through.
Right.
You said Masvidal. I said Aldo.
Yeah.
You know, Aldo's wearing those Muay Thai shorts, like those throwback Muay Thai shorts. Supposedly, he never loses in them. He's bringing them back for this fight. I don't know. That's what I heard.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And in his last fight, you remember like that last round in his last fight, he was like super good. Like you might have made the outcome.
Guy fucking won that fight against Marias.
You thought he won?
I thought he won.
I mean, he won the last round, but I don't think he won the whole fight. But I'm hoping that carries over. I mean, we both agree that Max Holloway is probably not the pick there.
I agree. Terrible matchup for him.
And I mean, I think there's a unanimous thinking that Aldo shouldn't have got this title fight.
Not right here, but I think in the general public.
And everybody's crowning Petr Yan.
Yeah, it seems that way.
I mean, this is probably Aldo's last ride at a title.
Yeah, I actually love the pick of Aldo because, like what you said, like Usman could come out and just smash him in the first round. And a lot of people, like the public's on Masvidal. And, you know, it's just a fun pick. Masvidal's a fun guy to
I think the public's on Masvidal, but I don't think the money will be.
I guess
your money will be way on Usman.
Like sharps and whatnot, big time bettors.
Bigger bets, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know I'm using my $50 odds boost on Aldo. $50 to win like 200.
Yeah. I mean, from like a smart betting standpoint, I think Aldo's a great underdog pick because the guy's 33. People think because he got knocked out by Conor and all that, he's like an old fighter. Like the guy's 33, still in the prime of his career. He looked great against Marias, who had just come off a title fight. Everyone talks about Jan's boxing. People don't realize that Aldo didn't even want to fight MMA anymore. He wanted to be a professional boxer at one point. You know, 2 years ago. Like the guy's boxing, he's as good as a boxer in the UFC as there is. Next to another guy who's as good as a boxer.
You know what's a funny thing about Petr Yan is? He fought Uriah Faber last.
That's exactly it.
Does that even count as a fight anymore?
Yeah, a guy coming up. I mean, my thoughts about Ricky Simone are fucking like I don't think he's a true contender, and that's who Uriah Faber beat to fight Petr Yan, and Yan looked great in that fight, but you know Uriah is not a real contender.
I mean, Yan was like minus 600 in that fight, so
that's true. But you know, Aldo's a real test, and for him. Yeah, I love that pick.
Aldo just needs to fight smart. I mean, he's not now Aldo in his career, this late in his career, he's like knockout prone to get knocked out. If he just fights smart and keeps his distance, this could go to decision easily, and that's what you want in an underdog fight, just to go to decision.
Yeah, and Jan's not Holloway, who knocked Aldo out, which really was just like him succumbing to, it seemed like, just like pressure. But Jan's gonna fight the way Aldo enjoys fighting, which is they're both like the same body type, same size, and they're both gonna stand there and swing. So as long as he doesn't get knocked down, I think like decision might be the way to go, Aldo too. Like that.
All right. Anything else? We finished here?
I think we're good.
Oh shit! All right. We'll be live tweeting this Saturday. Follow us on Twitter at NJ Sweats. We're about to get ruthless, aren't we?
Oh, it's gonna get dangerous. It's gonna be very dangerous out there.
Yeah.
Handle app already loaded up.
Really? You loaded it already?
It's loaded.
All right. I'm going nuts. Y'all know that.
Yeah.
That's it for us. NJ Sweats out.